From a bird's eye view, the Sonoran Desert looks like nothing more than a scattering of rocks and sparse plants. But we all know by now that it is alive with animals.
The deserts of the Southwest aren't only riddled with dangers, they also have the potential to be deadly.
During the daylight hours, these creatures stay hidden, doing their best to avoid the scorching sun. Yet when this glowing orb disappears behind the mountains and darkness sets in, a menagerie of creepy crawly nightmares emerge from the shadows.
Check this out, got a tarantula. Tarantula. Good size one too, look at this. When it comes to this being an animal that you need to be afraid of, it may look hairy, it may be covered in fur, and it may be armed with fangs, but this is one of the most docile creatures you can come across. And these spiders simply just want to navigate the desert, looking for things to feast upon. And when it comes to the toxicity of the venom, a bite is no more potent than that of a honeybee sting. Very cool, definitely one of the creepy crawlies I hoped we would come across tonight.
For most people, encountering a snake is like being caught in a nightmare. But for me and Mario, stumbling upon a rattlesnake is a dream come true.
Rattlesnake is a sidewinder. Yes! Look at that, perfectly camouflaged. Now, one of the coolest features of the sidewinder are those little horns that you see up on top of the head. Now, the reason for those horns is that these snakes are capable of burying themselves under the sand. They'll lay there in ambush, waiting for their prey to get close. Those little horns help keep sand and debris out of the eyes. Look at this quintessential rattlesnake behavior right there. Look how tiny that little rattle is. All rattlesnakes have a rattle, right? Some rattles are bigger than others. People think that just because a rattlesnake's rattle is big means that the snake is old. That's not the case. The rattle grows with the snake throughout its life. Actually, every time a snake sheds its skin, the rattle grows an extended button. Mario, centipede!
I see it. I see a little bit of it.
Okay, I'm gonna flip that log over. Oh, this is my personal nightmare right here. Okay, you hear the name centipede and you think, okay, is that 1,000 legs? No, on average, they have somewhere between 50 and 60 legs, depending on the size of the centipede itself. And what's very unique about the giant desert centipede is it has a false head. So that's actually the back part of the animal right here. The back end looks just like the front end. So if a predator comes into the environment and grabs onto the back, you see this looks like two false antennae right there? It can swing its body around and inflict that bite. Okay, I'm going to slowly set the centipede back down onto the ground, and we're gonna go in the opposite direction. Black widow, right there.
Where?
Right up in this crevice, right there, yes! Wow, that is a big one, big female. Now, the venom of the black widow spider, despite its toxicity, is simply used to neutralize and kill its prey. And if you're an insect and you're bitten by this spider, you're pretty much rendered immobile. And then the spider will wrap you up in its web, and that venom actually turns the insides of its prey into a delicious little bug milkshake. This is one of the more toxic creatures that we could find out here. If you're bitten by a spider like this, you definitely want to seek medical attention. It's not likely that it's going to kill you, but it will put you in a considerable amount of pain. You'll experience stomach cramping, some vomiting, and you'll be extremely uncomfortable for close to 36 hours. That is one very, very cool spider right there. Snake, rattlesnake right there. Rattlesnake, rattlesnake. Look. Holy cow, look at the size of this. It's a western diamondback, okay. That is an incredibly large western diamondback rattlesnake, one of the most toxic snake species in the United States. Look at the size of that snake. Now, like all snakes, this one has a forked tongue, and that is what the snake uses to smell and taste the environment. They bring that tongue back into their mouths, run it over the Jacobson's organ, and it tells the snake everything it needs to know about the environment. If there's a predator close, if some prey items have moved through, they're even capable of sensing when the weather is going to change. So this snake knows if a monsoon is getting ready to push in. They are just perfectly in tune with the desert. So cool just being this close to a rattlesnake of this size. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.